Yeah, hi everybody at NewTube. Happy New Year 2017, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT, and I am going to grade some speaking practice tests right now from my online TOEFL course students. If you want to join my course, you can join my course at any time for any reason. You can go to onlinetoeflcourse.com. You can get more information about my course. And remember, you can cancel my course at any time for any reason. And if you're not happy with my course, I will give you a refund. Alright, so during this particular video, I will be listening to and commenting on independent and integrated speaking practice tests from my online TOEFL course students. Now the first student completed, I think, independent speaking practice test number 6. So let's hear how he answered this question. Wait a minute, I need to talk to him too. Give me a second. Yeah, hi there, KC, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. So you're answering independent speaking practice test number 6. What do you think is better, living on campus in dorms or living off campus in apartments?
I prefer to live on campus rather than off campus. There are many reasons for that. The first reason is that...
Don't say there are many reasons. That's not a good strategy, because how do you talk about many reasons in 45 seconds? What if you mention 2 things? What if you say, well, because I'm closer to campus and I can make more friends, I prefer to live on campus in dorms? How about that? If you say that, say, first of all, I prefer to live on campus because I will be closer to my classrooms and facilities. Then you give an example to support that. Say, second of all, I also would want to live on campus in dorms because I can have a better social life. And then you give some examples to support that. Then you're done.
It's much closer, so I don't have to spend lots of time to going back and forth from my home to my class. So physically, it'll be less stressful to move around. Secondly,
so it'll be less stressful because it will be faster for you to get to where you want to go. You won't have to worry about being late, right? So maybe explain that a little bit more.
I can save my money because usually...
Instead of saying moreover, I can save my money, say moreover, I also want to live on campus in dorms because it's less expensive. So when you move to that second support point, KC, make sure that you connect it back to the purpose of the speaking task.
When I need to move further out, I have to spend more money. For example,
when I say I need to move, I would say farther out, not further out. So when you're talking about distance, use the word further. If you're talking about quantity or time, then maybe use further.
More gases or some more transportation fees.
Okay, so let's take a look at your score here. So I think overall, I'm going to put you at about 2.5 out of 4. So 19 points out of 30 on this. With topic development, I think you can definitely make some improvements here, beginning with a more sharply focused topic statement. And also you need to make the body of your response connect better. So really take down in note form the comments I'm giving you right now. Then you can remember some of the changes you want to make before you do your next speaking practice test. Right? I think language use, you had some minor language use issues. Also delivery. Overall, not bad. You're doing a pretty good job with delivery. I can understand most of what you're saying there, so not too bad in that area. So again, I'm going to put you at 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this practice test. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Khalid. You are one of my online TOEFL course students, and I'm Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And you completed an integrated speaking practice test. So I'm looking at the rubrics right now so I can give you the most accurate score possible. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to your response. If I remember this correctly, Khalid, this is my integrated speaking practice test number 20. This is listening, speaking, academic.
Glaciers are formed when snow remains in an area year-round.
You say glaciers are formed, but who is saying this? Right? If you're summarizing the information, you need to frame it from the speaker and the lecturer's point of view. So you might say, well, in the listening passage, the speaker explains several steps in the process of glacier formation. So if you say it like that, we know exactly that you're summarizing someone else's information. If you don't give us that voice marker, then we won't know it's a summary. We will think that you're explaining these ideas. So it's unclear where all this information is coming from based on your introduction.
Accumulated, it transfers into ice.
I would say when enough snow accumulates, and then it is transferred into ice. So as you summarize someone else's ideas, Khalid, you can use simple present verbs to do that. Now remember, take notes. Take notes, write down the information I'm giving you here. I'm giving you some important information to help you so when you're doing your integrated speaking, you get into the habit of doing certain things or not doing certain things.
By compression, it crystallizes into grains that gradually compact and increase in size and in density.
Okay.
After about 2 winters, there will be an intermediate state between snow and ice. Over time,
which is called firn, right? So you might want to say in about 2 years, this snow turns into firn, which is an intermediate state between snow and glacial ice.
Ice crystals become more compressed, which can reach several inches in size.
Okay.
And this happens after hundreds of years. Eventually, the snow crystals become so heavy and move down by the effect of gravity. And the moving of these heavy ice crystals will create glaciers.
Okay, so let's take a look. So overall, in terms of looking at how you did it, I think overall, again, very, very good delivery. You're very, very strong in this area. Language use, you had some trouble, I think, explaining the ideas using, I think, effective grammar and effective vocabulary to explain the ideas. You had some problems in language use. And topic development, you did not tell us where any of this information was coming from. And maybe you could consider organizing this, like I said in the beginning, and then maybe use transition words. So you might say, well, in the lecture, the speaker describes several steps in the process of glacier formation. First of all, the speaker says that, and then second of all, he claims, and third and fourth and so on. So you could probably have organized, I think, this response a little bit better. I'm going to put you at about 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Raphael, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And you're answering the question, this is independent speaking practice test number 241. Are you an adventurous eater? Do you prefer to go to the same restaurant, eat the same dish every time? Why? So that's specifically the question that you're answering. All right, let's listen to your response and see how you answered this question.
Because it is safer in health terms, I prefer to go to the same restaurant and eat the same dish every time. Since in the past, I used to be an adventurous eater, nowadays I'm very vulnerable to certain species and condiments. For instance, if I went to a new
Good word, by the way, vulnerable. I like that. Good vocabulary.
chicken wing restaurant, this restaurant could use among its ingredients garlic. Thus, after eating the wings, I could have a tremendous allergy or indisposition since it's
I would say a tremendous allergic reaction. Maybe might be better.
very difficult to me recognize these condiments before tasting the food. Because it is safer in health terms, I prefer to go to
Okay, so you gave the example of eating something at a restaurant that with which you weren't familiar and you had an allergic reaction to that. So, okay. But you didn't talk about why going to the same restaurant is more healthy, and that is the main part of this question. So I think you should have spent more time on that, not talking about, visiting other restaurants, but why it's important to eat the same food or the same restaurant every time. So that's maybe my one comment, topic development comment there. I think overall it's a pretty good response. Let's take a look here. I'm going to put you in the 3 range, 3.0 out of 4, 23 points out of 30 on this practice test. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Shrikant, and you're focusing right now on Speak Clearly lesson number 11, exercise 1 and 2. And I am your TOEFL teacher, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And let's go ahead and listen. Let's see how you are focusing or how you're doing with these sounds. So what are we doing? You're focusing on the 3 different vowel sounds, the U, the horseshoe U, the little U, and then the what we call the stress schwa.
Voice recording 1. First one. The room in the room was won in the duel.
Was fought for in the duel. Ooh, you're not making that ooh long enough. So the rum in the dune was fought for in the duel.
And when the fight was done, the room blew.
Okay, so my comments are, it's this middle sound here. This sound, you're having more trouble. You're not making it long enough. That's what you want to work on here.
Second, when you are in the root, you can go.
No, rude rut. Rut. When you're in a rude rut,
To the zoo to see a ton of gorillas to chew gum and eat drink.
and eat guck. So you're having a lot of trouble with this particular lesson. And that's something that you want to know, right? That's part of my job, is to let you know how you're doing with your progress.
Third, a spoon of cooks come to the house to prepare a wool of fruits not known to the guest, which all say yummy.
Okay?
Fourth, at noon, the new nuts and jewels on the note
You want to say jewels. At noon, the new nuts and jewels on the nook
were taken by a chief.
were taken by a thief, so make sure you pronounce that TH with the tongue between your teeth.
Who threw everything into a sack and who jumped through a window.
Okay? Okay, I think that's it. All right, so let's take a look at it again. Let's read it together. I want you to practice this one more time, Shrikant. All right, let's do it together. Number 1. The rum and the doom was fought for in the duel, and when the fight was done, the rook ruled. 2. When you're in a rude rut, you can go to the zoo to see a hunk of gorillas who chew gum and eat guck. Number 3. A swoon of cooks come to the house to prepare a ewe of foods not numb to the guests, who all say yum. Number 4. At noon, the new nuts and jewels on the nook were taken by a thief who threw everything into a sack and who jumped through a window. Number 5. The scud, sludge, and dew at the new school was dumped into a brook. Hi there, these comments are for Mohammed, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. So you're working on your delivery, specifically pronunciation. Even more specifically, you're focusing on my Speak Clearly lesson number 19. You're practicing the P and the B consonant sounds. Fair enough. All right, so let's see how you did this. So I will monitor your pronunciation and give you comments as we go. And give me a quick second here. I need to check something. Okay, here we go.
The pain can be a shooting pain, a burning pain, or even an extremely piercing pain. A time capsule is a container.
Okay, I'm going to say the P sound, not yet. So let's practice these together. Pain. Again, pain.
That is filled with objects that show important things about the way people live in certain time and place.
Okay.
Insulin has already been made by incorporating genetic material into bacteria, the cultures of which have become synthesizers of insulin.
Okay.
Laboratory researchers in Europe demonstrated that gray parrots could learn the kinds of symbolic and conceptual tasks that are generally considered as pre- or prerequisites for complex cognitive and communicative skills.
Very good pausing on number 4 there. Wow, very nice. Your intonation needs to be, you need to vary it a little bit more, but your pausing was very good. I liked how you paused before each of these either noun or adjective clauses. So very good with that. All right, let's keep going. Give me a quick second here. Okay, here we are. Sorry, I got off the wrong page here. Okay, here's the last one.
Vampire bats can move side to side and backwards. Similar to a spider, instead of taking off in flight.
No, you want to pronounce that T with a little more air. Instead of taking off in flight from the ground.
These bats actually launch themselves into the air with powerful pectoral muscles.
Again, with powerful pectoral muscles. So you have not mastered the P consonant sound. I think it's safe to say that you need to practice that sound a little bit more. And let me give you a tip, Mohammed. So if you put a piece of paper in front of your mouth and then you say the P, for example, in the word pectoral or powerful, the actual piece of paper in front of your mouth should move violently. It should flap quickly. That's how much air is coming out of your mouth when you produce that sound. All right? So let's read them one more time. So again, I think you're doing pretty well with your pacing. You're stuck with your tone. You're still not varying your tone like you need to, but you're doing better with your pausing. Okay, number 1. The pain can be a shooting pain, a burning pain, or even an extremely piercing pain. 2. A time capsule is a container that is filled with objects that show important things about the way people live in a certain time and place. Number 3. Insulin has already been made by incorporating genetic material into bacteria, the cultures of which have become synthesizers of insulin. Number 4. Laboratory researchers in Europe demonstrated that gray parrots could learn the kinds of symbolic and conceptual tasks that are generally considered as pre- or co-requisites for complex cognitive and communicative skills. Number 5. Vampire bats can move side to side and backward, similar to a spider. Instead of taking off in flight from the ground, these bats actually launch themselves into the air with powerful pectoral muscles. There you go, and thank you for completing that pronunciation exercise. And Happy New Year to you, Mohammed, by the way.